Senate Republicans have blocked debate over a bill to create a 9/11-style commission to investigate the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Democrats needed 60 votes to advance the bill, but they did not meet that threshold. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says Republicans have made up nothing but excuses.
We all know what's going on here. Senate Republicans chose to defend the big lie because they believe anything that might upset Donald Trump could hurt them politically. We've all lived through the horrors of January 6th. I was no further than 30 feet from those white supremacist hooligans. Do my Republican colleagues remember that day? Do my Republican colleagues remember the savage mob calling for the execution of Mike Pence? Shame on the Republican Party for trying to sweep the horrors of that day under the rug because they're afraid of Donald Trump. Our democracy has long endured because leaders of good faith, even if they disagreed, even at political cost, shared a fidelity to the truth. Not so today.
For more on this, let's bring in CBS News' Natalie Brand on Capitol Hill. Hi, Natalie. So this essentially means the bill is dead now, correct? How many Republicans did vote for it?
Well, Tanya, 6 Republicans joined with Democrats in saying that they wanted to move forward with a full debate and full vote on this bill to establish a 9/11-style commission to fully investigate the January 6th Capitol attack. Notably, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer wrote a letter to colleagues saying that rest assured January 6th will be fully investigated, and as leader of the Senate, he reserves the right to bring up this bill at another time, at an appropriate time. So it seems like there is a possibility for the discussion over this to be revived. And again, the 6 Republicans voting with Democrats shows that there is division even within the Republican Party, or continues to be division within the Republican Party and the Senate over this issue. Those senators, Collins, Cassidy, Romney, Sass, Portman, Murkowski, notably 11 senators, including 9 Republicans, were not present for Friday's vote, and we've learned that Pennsylvania's Pat Toomey would have also voted to proceed. So this means perhaps there is time to get another few Republicans on board. 10 Republicans would have been needed to move forward on this bill. Tanya.
And of course, there is the opportunity for Democrats to implement this commission unilaterally, isn't there, the way Republicans did, for the Benghazi Commission?
We'll have to see what happens. There is the possibility of the House forming a select committee, the Democratic-led House. We know that this very bill passed in the House, and so we'll have to see if a special committee is formed there, or what next steps the Senate decides to take. We are expecting to hear more from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Now, Republicans who opposed this bill argue that other investigations were underway. We've seen a lot of hearings around this topic here in Congress. We know that there are separate investigations and obviously court proceedings involving the hundreds who were arrested and charged that day. But as far as the next steps here in Senate, that kind of remains to be seen. Supporters of forming this commission argue that an independent bipartisan commission in the vein of the 9/11 Commission is really needed to fully investigate not only that day, but what led up to it, some of the security gaps that we saw that day, and how future attacks could be prevented. So I think there is still a lot of momentum and supporters behind a more in-depth, comprehensive review. And we have to remember that just Thursday, the mother of fallen officer Brian Sicknick went from Senate office to Senate office pleading with some of these Republican lawmakers to move forward on forming a commission. She was with a group including a former Republican congresswoman who was asked about next steps. And she said at the time, former Congresswoman Comstock said, beyond what happens on the Senate floor, they will continue to work on getting information out and also their questions answered.
Well, that is hopefully some small comfort to the family of Brian Sicknick. Natalie Brand on Capitol Hill, thank you so much for joining us.